file in my hand,
That's what you
that's
used
all.
to pick the lock.
That is a lie! Or a mistake. Maybe it looked that way to you. I'm willing to drop the whole thing. Jack, you can't possibly believe this. I mean, it's absurd, right? Why on earth would I be breaking into a sperm lab,
I don't
right?
know. That's what I'm trying to think.
I didn't! I dropped my purse! Jack, you gotta believe me. Can't you just get him to let it go? Please. Do you have any idea how embarrassing this is, Jack? Please. What? Who are you calling, Jack?
Yeah.
Hal, yeah, it's Jack.
No, you can't call.
Listen, I'm sorry to call so late, but I'm at Memorial.
This is a really bad time. Can it wait?
No, I'm afraid it can't. It's about your wife.
Is she all right?
Gets here.
No.
Why the hell were you breaking into the sperm bank?
Oh, gee whiz, why don't you say that a little bit louder, Jack?
The sperm bank?
Well, you wouldn't believe what just happened to me.
What happened?
The security guard caught her breaking into one of the labs. The sperm bank. Said she picked the lock.
Thanks for calling me, Jack. I'll take it from here.
I'm sorry that he wanted to get you involved in this.
Oh, no, I'm glad he called me.
I have never been so humiliated in my life. What a thing to be accused of.
Are you saying you didn't try to break in?
Of course not.
And what are you doing here?
At the hospital.
Yeah.
I don't want you to worry. But I wasn't feeling very well, you know, and I came to see Dr. Samuels just to be sure that everything was okay.
Mm-hmm. And was it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually feeling a lot better now. I never did see the doctor, actually, because she wasn't in her office. But, you know, she's the big shot with the fertility and everything around here, so I thought that she'd be in that area.
With the sperm bank.
Right.
But it was all locked up for the night, so you figured why not pick the lock, go in there and check it out. Dr. Samuels might be spending the night in there.
It's so embarrassing. Can we please just drop
Carly,
it?
after a year of marriage to you, I am way past embarrassing. And I know you must think I'm pretty stupid for all the stories I bought from you, but give me a little credit, please.
No, I give you lots of credit. I know how bright you are, Hal.
Okay. Well, let's see if with my brilliant mind I can't figure this out. Now, why would you come here right after I told you that I was going to end our fiasco of marriage? Which means that when the baby's born, you won't be married to the father.
I don't know what
And
you're getting
according
at,
to
but
the
you're wrong,
terms
Hal.
of this insane agreement you have with your sister, that means you lose out on a $50 million trust.
You're way off.
And not being the kind of person to give up that easily on that kind of jackpot, you look for plan B because you knew you couldn't con me anymore.
I never wanted to con you. I never tried to con you.
And now I'm beginning to see where the sperm bank comes in. You figured if you could break in there and doctor the records, you could nail a donor and claim that you'd been artificially inseminated. Then you got a new father for the baby. Of course, you'd have to find somebody to marry you in a hurry, but I'm sure there's some sucker out there who will do it for a cut of $50 million.
That is sick.
Mm-hmm. And I have to give you credit. It's brilliant in its own way. Too bad you got caught.
No.
I'm taking you to the station.
What? Well, what for?
I'm gonna book you for breaking and entering.
You can't. How can you do that to me? I know that you hate me, but I am your wife, you know. I am carrying your child here.
Yeah, that's why I wish you wouldn't keep breaking the law.
Just give me a break.
Carly,
Just
you've
once.
had enough breaks. You should be in jail right now from leaving the scene of an accident, but you got out of that one, didn't you? That was a break, and Nikki didn't press charges after the way you treated her. That was another.
Just one more time, Hal, please. I will die if this gets out.
Let's go.
Hal, I can't take it. I'm too stressed out.
I'll have a doctor come in, make sure you're okay.
I'm not okay, and you know it. I know that you don't care.
What the hell is he doing here?
I called him. Thanks for coming, John.
What kind of trouble you in now?
What's he got to do with this?
Well, now, that's none of your business. And I'd like to speak with him alone, if you don't mind.
Fine. If you're here to bail her out, she has to be booked and arraigned first. That can take a long time.
I was caught breaking into the sperm bank.
Are you crazy?
Oh, now, you wouldn't tell me the name of the donor, so I thought that I'd better find out for myself. And Hallie's really loving this. He can't wait to throw me into a cell. Please, you have to help me.
You know what? I left my get-out-of-jail card at home.
Now, I can do without the attitude, okay? I'm getting enough from him. You're a bigwig at the hospital. Just tell him to drop the charges or something.
Is that all?
For now, yeah.
Well, what? You rat on me to the cops, to the hospital, to the hot dog man, anybody who will listen, that I was guilty of the break-in last spring?
And guilty of stealing equipment from the lab, and stealing some poor guy's sperm sample, and performing a procedure which wasn't even authorized by the hospital.
Keep your voice down.
Then help me.
I can't.
All right. If I'm going down for this, you're going down with me. Hal, I think it's time you met my partner in crime. You might as well arrest him now, too.
You conceived the child strictly for money, and you helped her. What the hell kind of a doctor are
Don't you
you?
judge me, not after today, not after you slept with my wife.
What?
You self-righteous
What? You slept
son of
with
a-
Barbara
What
today?
the hell kind of a man does that make you?
Now, that's a very good question. You've been treating me like the town slut, and all the while you've been sneaking off sleeping with a married woman? Well, I guess I shouldn't be complaining, right? It's actually good news. Judges aren't so anxious to give custody to adulterers.
All right, fine. Both of you have had your say now, but you know what? As far as I'm concerned, the two of you are still crooks. You know something, John? That hospital case is still open. I'm thinking I might arrest you for theft and breaking and entering. And tell Guzman I want to see him.
Right.
You know, John, it just occurred to me I could probably put you in a cell right next to your patient,
No,
Carly.
you have no proof that I've done anything illegal at all.
Oh, John, come on. The videotape at the hospital.
My God, you're going to show a tape of me wandering about in a hospital where I'm on staff?
Well, you know, the only thing about that is I think Carly might be willing to testify about what really went on that night.
Okay, Hal, you're right. Yeah, I did. I helped her.
Well, tell him. Tell him, John. Tell him that he's not the father
Shut
of his
up.
baby.
I want to hear it from him.
Great, but not in front of her.
Fine.
What? What are you up to, John? What are you going to try to do to me?
Let's go. Savas, make sure Mrs. Munson stays right here, that she doesn't move
It's
while I
completely
question Dr.
unfair.
Dixon.
He's going to make me out to be the villain. It's not... You traitor!
He's somebody we all know. What the hell is anonymous supposed to mean?
He was anonymous. When I did the insemination, I paid strict attention to the protocol, so Carly and myself, neither one of us knew who he was.
Well, who was he? So what happened?
Every time you and Carly had a fight, she would come running into my office, get hysterical, and start screaming about the facts, about her $50 million, about who was this guy. So I figured maybe I better go find out who this poor dope is. I went to the lab records and I found his name.
Who was it?
He gave this donation some time ago, and I'm sure at the time he appeared bright, young, healthy, a perfect father candidate. But nobody would want this guy for a father today. He's violent. He's into kidnapping, attempted murder. Some people think he's lost his mind. I think the police are even looking for him.
What the hell are you talking about? Oh, no. Oh, my God, no.
The real father of Carly's baby could be David Stenbeck.
I can't believe this.
I checked and double-checked, Hal. I don't know, maybe if I'd not paid so much attention to the protocol and I'd looked up at that particular time when we did it, I could have made a change. But, you know, I got to tell you, it was very tense that night. The time was very short.
Is this your sick way of getting back at me because of what happened with Barbara, John?
I never thought of that. But no. And I wouldn't risk that child's life trying to prove me a liar.
This has got to be the dumbest move you ever made, Dixon.
I agree, totally, Hal. But there's not much you can do about it now.
Are you sure Carly doesn't know?
I'm sure she doesn't know, and I'm sure that's why she was trying to break into the sperm bank. I wouldn't tell her if I were you either. She's an emotional wreck as it is.
Wait a minute. That contract between David and Carly making him her financial manager, that happened before we were married. If he knew about the money, do you think that's why he, I don't know what you call it, made a donation?